A couple things that are happening that are new here is there's like an undercurrent of newness that I was describing, and that we're really excited to share with you something new that's happening at the church. We're going to play a short video for you right now.
2020 and 2021 have brought the world new challenges that we weren't prepared for. They stretched many of us to our limits. But thanks to the resilience of the human spirit, humanity, for the most part, seems to be making it work. In fact, some of us have had their lives changed for the better. Some of us have discovered love. Some of us have reached unexpected goals. But many of us are still suffering. Sadly, in the United States, those suffering from homelessness rose by hundreds of thousands. And beyond our borders, in many regions in the world, hunger has become a much bigger threat than the virus. With all these challenges the world is facing, you might think, what difference can I really make? One might ask, what could I do? Who should I support? The reality is, with the enormous challenges the world is facing, no one person and not one group or one organization can solve them all. In fact, there are already millions of people working hard to help those in need. That's where we come in. Our goal is to connect you with people already making a difference, feeding the hungry, sheltering the cold, protecting the weak. No matter their cause, they need your help. Join us in supporting missionaries from all over the world and here at home with our Missionary Enlightenment project here at the Point Church.
I want to introduce to you, this is Tyler Wiest.
Hi.
And he has a burning heart for missions. And that video together, he's super talented. It was very well done.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, we can give...
Thanks, thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Missionary Enlightenment project that you're doing?
Sure. First of all, why my heart's behind this. 2 years ago this month, I was in Ethiopia for a month. And right after that, of course, a few months later, the whole world got shut down. So sadly, thanks to the world getting shut down, a lot of areas of this world that were already struggling are now struggling a lot more. And because of the restrictions on flights, like a lot of people who were actively supporting these areas like Ethiopia and other poor areas of the world can no longer go and help. So now there's according to the UN, a huge world hunger crisis. As many as 250 million people are now on the brink of starvation. So my heart is just breaking. I was losing a lot of sleep, so the whole point of this project is to help connect more and more people to people who really need help in country.
We have a couple compassion children ourselves, and it was really interesting to my son. We were all locked down all last year and did school from home on the internet, but in other regions of the world that don't have the internet as plentifully as we do, my compassion kids were going to school listening to it on the radio. And I was just thinking, like, man, we complained about COVID a lot last year, but we had it pretty good. Most of us have air conditioning. Most of us have heat in our house, and so yeah, you're right. There are lots of areas that were already struggling before this. So tell us a little bit about if we go to the Point Church and we can watch some of these interviews that you're doing with missionaries. Tell us.
Yeah, all that is if you go to the Point Church, you can watch our interviews so far, and this project will continue to grow. But the very beginnings of this project is now, and we're looking for people to be interviewed. So if you know anyone, or if you are a missionary yourself or do work even locally, which is also a need that needs help, I'll be out in the lobby, so you guys can find me there, and I would love to have a conversation with you.
Thanks a lot, Tyler. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
The reason that we're telling you, absolutely. The reason that we're telling you about this is just kind of like we want to get you on the ground floor of something that is a big part of who we are as a church, and we really haven't accessed this part of our church for a couple of years, but it's part of the foundations of who we are, and we want to begin having conversations about missions and missionaries. I know many of you have missionaries in your family, you yourselves have been on missions trips, and so you know the life-changing thing that it is to leave your area and to go and tell the world about Jesus. And so we're just starting a new project here, working with Pastor Samit, who goes all the time right here in our church, back to Cambodia. And so what we're doing is we're just starting a conversation, because eventually where this is leading is that we hope to be sending missionaries from our church. We want to fund it more. We want to put together teams of our folks and send people. And so, but before we get there, we've got to start just making us aware that, like, hey, you have it pretty good here, but other people don't. And so we're going to start that conversation with this. So meet Tyler afterwards if this is in your heart, or you can go on the website and watch him online. So very lastly, thank you guys for being here. If you came prepared to give today, you can give in the baskets or the box out in the lobby, or you can give online. But bottom line, we're just so grateful that you guys have continued to give. We are just amazed week after week of your faithfulness to allow us to continue to do missions and do God's work, not only here, but as you just saw, our intention is to really reach the whole world, and you're a part of that. So thank you for your faithfulness. Continue to worship. I want to invite you to stand with us. We're going to sing one more song here, and then Pastor Greg's going to come and bring the message.